Oh, go on. Go on.
This is the Lachmann sub in Modern Warfare 2. It is the most well-rounded submachine gun out of the entire class. The Lachmann sub being well-rounded is a good thing because that means by default it is a jack-of-all-trades master of none style weapon. That means we can add attachments and tune it to make it excel in one thing if we want to, so that is what I have done today. The best Lachmann subclass for movement is what I have made today. I'm going to show you guys the attachments as always, but it would mean a lot to me before I do that if you would leave a like and subscribe down below, but let's look at the class, boys and girls. Starting with my secondary, I'm still using the ignition variant of the Basilisk. It has the Basilisk grip laser, the Bryson snubby barrel, and the Bryson HTA trigger action. The tactical is a stun grenade, the lethal is a Semtex perk, package 1 is double time battle hardened fast hands quick fix, and the field upgrades are dead silent in a munitions box. Per usual, we're going to be starting off with the attachments that have no tuning. We're starting off with the laser slot. We have the VLK LZR 7MW laser. This is aim down sight speed, aiming stability, and sprint to fire speed. Like I said, we are making the movement build. This just requires a lot of speed attachments. This is one of the best speed attachments for any gun in the game. Not specifically this attachment, but just a aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed laser in general. The other attachment that you cannot tune that we're going to be adding to the Lachmann sub is the LM stockless mod. Across the board, this is a speed attachment, aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, movement speed, hip recoil control. This is going to give you the biggest buff to your mobility and handling, I think, out of any of the attachments we're going to be adding. It's also going to give you a pretty big hit to your accuracy, your recoil, then a little bit of a hit to your flinch resistance, but that's just kind of expected. Don't worry, this gun is one of the best recoil guns in the SMG category, so don't worry, it's going to be a little bit noticeable, but it's also not going to be like you're aiming at the moon when you pull the trigger. Speaking of recoil control, we're going to be getting a little bit of that back with this attachment. This is the Lachmann TCG 10 grip in the rear grip category, by the way. The pro is recoil control, the con is aiming stability. The description for this says this was designed for speed and mobility. That just isn't true. I don't know why it says that. Anyway, we're getting recoil control and there's no downside to aim down sight speed or sprint to fire speed, which is dope. And then if we come into the tuning, I have it maxed out for both aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed, so we're getting even more handling from this. Coming up to the barrel, we have the Lachmann PULSAR barrel, which is the smallest barrel we can use, and guess what? That means we're getting aim down sight, hip recoil control, and movement speed. Although it doesn't look like we're getting a lot from this barrel, I promise we're getting more from the barrel than the chart shows. I don't know why it looks like we're getting nothing from this. For the barrel tunings, though, I do have it maxed out for recoil steadiness and damage range. Honestly, because in the mid-range gunfights with this thing, which is about where I would max out with taking gunfights with it, the gunfights did get a little annoying with how little damage and how many people seem to be getting away from me. So that's why I tuned it for damage range as opposed to ADS, because I did have it tuned for ADS, but like, look at the chart, we're already, like, handling is the category that's in first place, so we don't really need much more movement. And then keeping on that train of thought, coming into the muzzle, we have the X10 RR40 suppressor. We're getting sound suppression, bullet velocity, damage range, and recoil smoothness. Like I said, we're just kind of keeping our mid-range gunfights just winnable with this attachment. Our handling is so far out in first place that we're just keeping all the other, like, statistics from not falling into completely dead last. I do have it tuned for ADS speed and then bullet velocity, though. These are the 5 attachments I found to be the most fun for this build that I wanted to use. I've made previous Lachmann sub builds if you want to go back on my channel and find those builds and use those exact builds. Some suggestions I can make since you're in this video, though, I would consider maybe taking off the Lachmann TCG 10 grip and using, like, the 50-round drum mag or the Merc 4 grip, maybe, or maybe taking off the X10 suppressor and using either of those attachments. But other than that, these are the 5 attachments I'm using in the gameplay I'm about to show you. So if you try out this class setup, come back to the video, leave a comment down below if you enjoy the class setup. If you do enjoy the class setup, consider leaving that like and subscribing on the video if you're new to the channel. Hope you guys have a great day after the video ends. I'll talk to you guys in tomorrow's video. As always, boys and girls, a pizza.
Enemy fighter here.
We're leaving.
They're all down that hallway.
Yep, I'm flashed. I'm running away.
I just came from there, man.
How is he killing me like this?
Our UAV is orbiting the area. Control ready for tasking. Copy, Phoenix 2.
Dropping ammo here.
Ready for tasking.
Changing mag.
Locating the next hard point. Get ready.
On your 6.
Whatever, I'm fucking bad, I guess.
Go. Loading.
On then.
And to their
Oh,
fucking
then.
ear.
Mayday, mayday. Phoenix 2-3 is hit. We're going down.
In my street.
UAV skating. Stand by.
Target.
There's a wall there, Infinity Ward, but we can talk about how those work in the next class.
Enemy incoming.
Not even looking at me. Literally was not looking at me. Either fix the view model or refund my money. Red, buddy. Again, just nothing without the Fennec, man.
Compromise. Secure the area.
Switching mag. Rolling through charge. Taking fire.
What a nade. What a nade, man.
Yeah.
Go.
Like somebody shoots anybody.
Fast.
Like he's the only person I've died to all fucking game, man. Like, holy shit. Thanks, blood. You finally broke the streak of me dying to red.
Enemies inside the perimeter.
Contact.
UAV ready to deploy.
What's your front? Drop. Contact. Target down.
Our mortar strike is inbound. Friendly UAV on station. Friendly counter UAV is on station. UAV standing by.
Changing mag. Go.
Hardpoint compromised. Secure the area.
Reloading.
Friendly UAV online. Locating the next hardpoint. Get ready.
Semtex out.
Target area updated. Move to the UAV orbiting the data.
Taking effective fire. Go. Taking fire.
There's a sniper in the back of the spawn I can't do shit about.
UAV ready for target.
But they push me as a team because I'm the only one here.
Stand by.
He can shoot me through it, but I can shoot him through it. Nice.
Enemy personnel in the hardpoint. UAV standing by. UAV on station. Friendly
Target
counter
changing mag.
UAV is online. Hardpoint compromised. Secure the area. UAV ready. UAV orbiting the AO. Target area updated. Move to the hardpoint.